Hello, welcome to another Made in China here on the Retro Core channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the PowKiddy A9. Now normally I have a little look at these things before I start making the video, but this one hasn't even been out the box, so I have no idea what it's going to be like. So we're going to be taking a look at this together. Okay, around the side of the box you can see we've got some certain diagrams telling you what certain things do. We've got some information on the back. Asphyxiation hazard. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that would really cause that unless you can fit your head into a tiny plastic bag about this big. And a few more details on that side. Alright, let's take a look inside the box. Now I'm hoping that this is going to be better than the last PowKiddy item we took a look at, because that wasn't very good. Okay, now let's get this box on the side so you can see what's inside it. Well, that's very nice of them. They've given us a micro SD card. No brand. It is a 16 gigabyte one as well. It's nice of them, isn't it? Alright. We've got two controllers. I know these. These are those little mini type controllers. We've featured these before on the channel with another PowKiddy product. Not bad little controllers, I guess. They also work on a PC. And at the bottom we have an instruction manual and what seems to be a USB-C charging cable, so that's pretty cool. Seems to be English and Chinese. I doubt this has anything on it. It seems to be packed pretty well, but we'll take a look. It's nice of them to give us an SD card and the machine itself. Alright, let's take a look at this. Packed fairly well, nice to see. And let's open it up. Alright, and here is the machine. Looks like it's got a screen protector on it. Those bubbles are in the screen protector, but I'll leave that on for now because I know it's going to annoy some of you. So I'm going to leave it on. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, we've got the typical floppy analog style controller there. 6 face buttons. Feel cheap, but they don't feel too nasty. And we got what we got here. We got a start, select, volume down, volume up, and what seems to be a repeat button, but it's probably reset. Okay, around the back of the system we have speaker grill, micro SD card slot, the DC in, that's the USB-C, on and off button, TV out and headphone socket, so that's going to be for your analog video out. And look at this, HDMI video out as well, so we'll give that a try actually. And the USB sockets, so I'm presuming they are there for people who don't want to use this floppy joystick thing here, and you can play 2 players then as well. And on the bottom we have a battery compartment which is screwed down. Why did they screw them down? Now I'm presuming in here is going to be the rechargeable battery. Let's take a look. One screw out. Oops. Wow, these are tiny screws. Bloody hell. And 2 screws out. Let's take a look in here. 2 big batteries. Let's take a look and see what these are. Bloody hell, they don't want to come out. Here we go. Alright, these are non-branded by the looks of it. Yep, some Chinese brand, and they are 2000 milliamps each, so 4000 milliamp worth of batteries in this. Alright, in they go. Alright, so let's take a look. We've got the game selection, videos, music, I guess that's the skin, options, brightness control, browse whatever's on it, and no ideas what that is. Let's put it into English first. So this should be language actually. If it's the same kanji as the Japanese, yes it is. I was going to pick English, but we haven't got English. We've got English. So we'll pick English. Tell you what, let's get a bit closer in on the screen so you can see that. There you go. English. Okay, let's pick that. Nice to see they got Japanese on there as well. Alright, so game display, full screen, equal proportion. I think we'll go with equal proportion. We don't want bloody stretch game image, do we? Gamepad. We can set. Okay. So we can have a gamepad set up for 2-player or 3 or 4 players. Very nice. Although I don't know how you're going to play 4 players. Alright, let's get out of that. Timeout. Connection mode. Okay, so you can connect it up to a computer and drop more games onto this machine. And let's take a look at the games. Alright, what games do we have? Absolutely nothing. Great. That's good, isn't it? Alright, we'll go to the browser. It seems that this device doesn't come with any games built in. Now I know why they've given us an SD card. Alright, let's load this up with some ROMs, pop it into the back, and yeah, let's play some games on this. Okay, well that's kind of unusual. Just put the memory card into the PC and it's fully loaded with ROMs. Yeah, so naughty naughty, that's not a blank micro SD card they've given us, it's one full of games. Just so they can say, hey, we didn't supply any games with it. They were on the SD card, we didn't make that. Very dodgy. What's also interesting is that this card has a RetroArch folder on it. So I doubt this device uses RetroArch. Probably they've just got a collection of ROMs which they transfer onto many different machines. Anyway, back to the machine. Okay, here we are back at the machine, and you can see that we now have a little TF logo in the corner, which means the TF card is loaded. So hopefully we now get some game lists. Yes, we do. There's all the folders that were actually on the micro SD card. So let's start off with a little bit of Capcom CPS action. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike here. I wonder how well this is going to emulate. It's a CPS 3 game, this one. Built-in speakers, very loud, but quality's not great. I'm quite impressed actually, this is running fairly good. And the resolution on the screen there is very good. Alright, let's put in a coin. Another coin for start. Man, this thing's not easy to do moves with. Wow, this is very hard to use, this joystick thing. But I'm telling you right now, guys, the quality of the responsiveness on these controls is really good. Yeah, ready? I'm pressing the button. Now. See? Instant. And again, now. Now, now, now. Oh, got hit. Now. So yeah, there's no lag on the controls. They feel good, but the joystick itself's not too hot. And the screen actually looks really good in person. Let me get the camera at a better angle for you guys. There you go. Now you can see the background detail, but okay, so here we go with the little joystick plugged in, and as you can see we can now move the cursor on the screen using the controller. No lag seems to be present. So let's choose another game with this, and let's see how the controller works. Ooh, what was... Oh, wanted to go back a page then. Thought I saw Gauntlet, but I've just picked some random game. Alright, it'd be interesting to see what this is. Oh, a Tecmo game, alright. Interesting, I've never seen this before. Alright, let's put in a coin. Seems like we can't put coins in using the controller. Alright, so we'll do that from the machine. We can't start a game using the controller either. Very strange, the controller doesn't actually seem to work with the games. I wonder if it's to do with the arcade emulator. We'll try it with a different game later on. No idea what this is. That's crazy. Alright. What on earth is this? That's nuts! Right. Was that one GTMR2? Whatever that was. Alright, let's try this game out. Okay, action fiction electronic game. Never heard of this one. Looks like some Chinese original arcade game. Yeah, it's emulating it perfectly fine. Alright, let's put on a more well-known game. Actually, I wonder if that seems to be a rip-off of Gunbird 2. Let's put Gunbird 2 on. Be interesting to see if it runs this well. See, this screen isn't bad. That looks very sharp on there. Not bad at all. Now, I have noticed there is this white band up here on the screen, so it seems to be a little bit of pressure on the screen up there, I think. Just make a little white band up here, which is a bit of a shame. Right, yeah, this game's not working with the controller either. So maybe that player 1 is stuck using the built-in controls, maybe. I'll take a look at the settings later on. But as you can see, this is running Gunbird 2 perfectly fine. You know, I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed by the arcade emulation. Let's turn the sound up a bit. That's not bad at all. Okay, let's try one more arcade game. Let's see what have we got on here. Insert a coin, press start. Music sounds okay. Wow, and as you can hear, the sound emulation seems to be fine. I'm quite impressed because normally this game never ever works on these type of devices. Sound emulation is always messed up. But this is working fine. Alright. I wonder how well PlayStation's going to run. Now, there are two PlayStation... Well, there was one PlayStation game built in, and that was this one up here, Something 99. And I put the Ridge Racer high spec on myself. So first, let's take a look at whatever this one is. Yeah. It's got a Chinese title. No idea what it is. Japanese game, though. Alright. King of Fighters 99. Alright. Well, this is the PlayStation version. It'll be interesting to see if this actually plays well. The original King of Fighters 94 stage, isn't it? Alright, yep, it seems to be working just fine. Apart from not being able to get any moves out on this weird controller. Alright, let's check out Ridge Racer, because we know Ridge Racer is going to really push the PlayStation emulation. Okay, so what we'll do first is we'll run the original Ridge Racer, and then we'll run the high spec version, which is high resolution at 60 frames per second. Alright. Oops. We'll start. Here it is. Okay, original version. Let's see how it runs this.
3, 2, 1, go! Wow, what a start! This is just what I wanted to see!
Now, as you can tell, we got no music on it. That's because I've taken away all the music files. Because Namco always like to do me for copyright when I play Ridge Racer music. But as you can see, that seems to be running the original Ridge Racer just fine. 30 frames per second, it seems. No problem. Okay, let's try the high spec version.
3, 2, 1, go! Wow, what a start! This is just what I wanted to see!
Okay, so this is the high spec version. Should be 60 frames per second
3 laps to go!
at high resolution. And as you can see, it is running it a little bit slow. Fairly smooth, but slow. So maybe this device will run most PlayStation games just fine, as long as they're not running in high resolution. Okay, let's take a look at another format. Alright, let's take a look at Burn Alpha to see how good the emulation on that is. Okay, Darius, we'll give Darius a try. Interesting, it's actually defaulted to the 3-screen version. Nice. Looks tiny playing it on this. Okay, not so bad. Sounds a little bit crackly, but not too bad. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Donpachi.
Select your battle devices. Okay, the countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, well, besides being really loud, this is working perfectly fine too. Okay, so far this device is turning out to be a pretty good device. Everything we're throwing at it works really well so far. Well, apart from Ridge Racer high spec, but we didn't expect that to work anyway. But it did work, but not, you know, not perfectly fine. Okay, let's take a look at some Game Boy Advance emulation. So we've also got Game Boy folder in here. Don't forget all these games came with the machine. No idea what any of them are. We'll just pick that one. Interesting. That is very interesting. It looks like it's put up the Super Nintendo, Super Game Boy borders. Very interesting. Alright, let's try another one, which should be just a normal Game Boy Advance game. Sorry, a normal Game Boy game. No idea what any of these are. Hey, look, that one's got the Shinobi kanji in it, so must have ninjas. Let's put that one on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Bloody hell, that was a good guess, wasn't it? Well, actually, it did have the first kanji was Shinobi. All right, let's press start. Yeah, seems to be working as I expect. Perfectly fine. Okay, so Game Boy seems to be working just fine in this device. Let's take a look at some Game Boy Advance games. Alright, again, no idea what any of these are because they're all in Chinese, so we'll just randomly pick one. There are 23 pages of Game Boy Advance games. Did I just go past Doom then? Oh, GTA? Didn't know Grand Theft Auto was on the Game Boy Advance. Let's give that a try. Oh, it's not GTA, it's GT3 Advanced. Alright. Well, this should be a pretty good showcase of 3D graphics. Yeah, we'll just go with the Honda Civic Type R. Or maybe not 3D graphics, Mode 7 graphics. Whoa. Seems to be running that fine. Sonic Pinball Party. Okay, let's see how this one acts. We'll go with Knight's Table. Again, it seems to be acting just as you'd expect it to act. Alright, one more Game Boy Advance game. Let's take a look. Actually, we played Rayman on the Game Boy Advance on a Battle of the Ports video not that long ago. So I'm quite familiar with how this should be on a Game Boy Advance, and yes, this is playing it as it should be. No problem at all. I'm very happy with this machine. Okay, let's take a look at a different format. Alright, let's take a look at Super Nintendo, because Super Nintendo always seems to have issues on these type of machines. We don't care about the story. Okay, doesn't seem to be suffering from typical Super Nintendo emulation of slowness. Seems to be okay actually. Yeah, that seems to be working fine. Sita presents. Ah, okay, this is a good test, this one. This is one of those games that don't emulate very well. So if this works, then that's a good sign. Now all this on a real Super Nintendo is high resolution. It runs at the mode 6, is it? The high resolution mode, and you can see on here it looks really sharp as well. So it's emulating this part perfectly. It's emulating it well, but the good look sign should be rotating, and it's not. But, you know, the game itself is running. Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, let's take a look at one more Super Nintendo game. Again, randomly pick one. Hey, there was some in English then at the back. Did you see that? Oops, wrong button. Let's pick. We've got Castlevania on here. Let's see. Like I said, I have no idea what any of these are because they're all in Chinese. That's Fist of the North Star. I know that much. Same kanji as the Japanese, but we're not playing that because that is awful. And that, I don't know what that is. Top Gear 3000 this could be. Let's give that a try. That's another one to emulate that has problems emulating because it has a special chip in it. Alright, if it runs this, then it's going to run pretty much anything. So far so good. Get into the race. There's the moment of truth. It runs it. And normally this is just garbled mess on these type of devices. Where's accelerate? There it is. We got a little bit of graphic corruption, but normally this game doesn't run at all. Due to the special chips it uses. Okay, I think we're fairly safe to say that Super Nintendo emulation is good on this device. Okay, let's take a look at some NeoGeo, see how it handles NeoGeo games. Should be fine. Let's take a look at something that isn't King of Fighters. Here's Shock Troopers 2, that'll be good. Now that is very interesting. Do you see that came up with the UniBIOS settings?
We must stop these crimes. They have only 72 hours to accomplish their objectives. The 4 specialists will exterminate.
Select soldier.
Ready, boys?
Sorry, out.
Like I've said many times so far in this video, it's working perfectly fine. Another good emulator. Jeez. I really do like this machine. This is working pretty well. Again, working perfectly fine. No problems. Okay, I tell you what, we'll do one more NeoGeo game, just one more. Samurai Showdown 4. Let's get that one running. Yeah, again, right speed, right sound. Controls are very responsive. Unfortunately, I can't use this analog joystick thing very well that's on it. But yeah, it's working as it should. There's nothing to complain about apart from the little joystick thing. It's working fine. Okay, alright, Mega Drive. Let's take a look at Mega Drive. We've got 52 pages in here, so that's going to be a lot of Mega Drive games. Alright, Gunstar Heroes. Let's put that on since that one's in English at the end. Yep, it's emulating all the special effects just well. I expect the Mega Drive emulations to be perfect. Usually is. Yep, sounds like it should. Yep. Very, very good. No problems at all. Perfect. Speed, responsive, sound is good. Okay, I tell you what. Let's connect this up to the TV using HDMI out and see if that affects the speed of the games. So we'll put another Mega Drive game on, see if it runs at the correct speed. And then what we'll do is we'll put a couple of arcade games on and see how well they run through HDMI. Alright, and I'm not going to do a direct capture. I'm going to show you this connected to an actual TV so you can see how good the quality is on screen. Okay, so as you can see, we have now got it on the big TV, and yeah, image looks pretty good actually. So let's try Gunstar Heroes one more time on the big TV and see how it plays. Is it going to be just the same quality as it was running on the standard machine? Now straight away once the emulation started, I can see that it does look a little bit softer, but still not too bad. The sound isn't stereo. Unfortunately, I've got the mic set to mono at the moment, so you can't hear that. But it isn't stereo. It's definitely outputting stereo. Now, on the actual device itself, there is no picture on the screen now, as you can see there. The screen is actually switched off. It's got a CD stuck to it. Alright. But just to show that it is this machine that is playing the game. There you go. Press start. Press start. Okay. So let's see if there's any lag introduced into this. There's a tiny bit of lag introduced. Not too much, but there is a tiny bit. Very, very little, but it is there. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to destroy your fun of playing the game. Okay, well, Mega Drive emulation seems to be working just as it did on the actual device itself. No problems at all. Okay, so what's going to be interesting to see if it can hold up playing the more demanding emulation titles such as PlayStation and so on. So let's go out of there. Let's go back into PlayStation, and let's put that Ridge Racer back on, and let's see how it handles that. Actually, you know, it seems to be handling it just the same. There doesn't seem to be any deterioration in performance. Yeah, it's handling it exactly like it did when we played on the actual device itself, you know, without using TV out. So yeah, it doesn't seem that using the HDMI out introduced any lag or whatever. Sorry, not any lag, any degrading in the quality of the emulation. Let's check out a couple of arcade titles and see how they fare. Seems to be fine. See if the volume buttons do anything. Yes, they do. You can actually turn the volume up and down using the buttons.
The third strike, y'all, is Street Fighter 3. Prepare to strike now.
I don't know, guys, what do you think? Do you think that's still running at 60 frames per second? I don't know, it seems to be a little bit down. Maybe not quite 60 frames per second, so maybe it is taking a bit of a hit with the HDMI video out. But still, not bad.
Fighters ready. Engage.
So here we are back at the machine, and yeah, we've clearly figured out that this controller does not work with the games. it works with the menus, but it doesn't work with the games at all. So I thought, why don't I connect the Xbox 360 controller to it and see if that works? And believe it or not, that also works with the menu buttons here, but not very well. But I think that's because my 360 D-pad's knackered. But yeah, it works with the menus. But again, this doesn't work with the games either. So then I thought, maybe any USB control pad will work in this thing. So I got my official Sega Saturn USB controller, and yeah, believe it or not, works perfectly fine. You can enter all the options just like you can with the other controller or the main joystick itself. And yes, you can actually start games up with it as well. But just like the 360 controller and the controller that came with the machine, you can't actually play any games with it. Let's take a look. See? The controller is now completely non-functional. So that is kind of interesting. So that was the PowKiddy A9. And I have to admit, guys, that even though it's made of plastic and it does feel a little bit on the cheap side, the actual quality of the emulation on this device is way better than the usual quality you get on, you know, these type of devices from China. It plays so many things so well. Even the typical culprits like Super Nintendo worked really well on this. The arcade compatibility is really good. As you can see, it's running Chase HQ here pretty well. Now normally this thing just chugs along at like 5 frames a second on these type of devices, but no, it's running it really, really nicely. So yeah, I am impressed. Now I got this from a new company, so I'm going to put a link in the video description down below if you want to pick one of these up. How long they're going to be available and how cheap they are, that remains to be seen. But anyway, check out the link in the video description down below if you want to get one of these PowKiddy A9 systems. Definitely recommended from me. It's a nice little device. It's just a shame that we can't get the extra controllers, these things, to work with the actual console itself. I'm sure there must be a way if I take a look through the instruction manual or whatever. And in fact, if there is, I'll put a little message up here in the top corner of the screen. But without looking in the manual, I couldn't get the controllers to work. Anyway, until next time, guys, take it easy and keep on gaming. See ya.